Located in the northeastern corner of the Arabian Peninsula, Kuwait is a small but prosperous country known for its strategic location, large oil reserves, and ambitious development initiatives. Kuwait is situated in the Arabian Gulf, bordering Iraq to the north and Saudi Arabia to the south. The country holds a strategic position along the western coast of the Arabian Gulf, making it a significant player in Middle Eastern geopolitics. With an area of approximately 6,880 square miles, Kuwait may be relatively small in size, but its economic influence is substantial. Kuwait's wealth primarily stems from its vast oil reserves. This small nation boasts the world's largest oil reserves, and historically, crude oil exports have been the lifeblood of Kuwait's economy. Oil exports contribute significantly to government revenue and serve as a driving force behind the country's prosperity. Although Kuwait's oil wealth has sustained its prosperity for several decades, the government is very aware of the need to diversify its economy to ensure long-term sustainability. Therefore, the country actively explores alternatives such as solar and wind energy to supplement its energy needs. By investing in renewable energy infrastructure, Kuwait hopes to reduce its carbon footprint, preserve oil resources, and transition towards a more sustainable energy future. Now, the Kuwaiti government is strategically working to diversify its sources of income by harnessing its significant tourism potential. The leaders of this country view tourism as a crucial economic driver that can not only strengthen the nation's finances but also showcase its rich cultural heritage and modern attractions to the world. The Kuwaiti government has made significant investments in developing the tourism sector in recent years. One of the most significant investments made by the Kuwaiti government is the development of the Silk City project. Silk City is a large-scale development project expected to encompass highways, an airport, and a seaport. The Silk City project is estimated to cost over $132 billion and is one of the largest infrastructure projects in the Middle East. The Silk City project is expected to be completed in phases, with the first phase expected to be completed by 2035. The total number of phases for the project has not been officially announced, but it is expected to be at least 5 or 6 phases. Silk City is located on the Subiya Peninsula, in northern Kuwait. This peninsula is situated approximately 30 kilometers north of the city of Kuwait. To connect the city of Kuwait and the Subiya Peninsula, the location of Silk City, the Kuwaiti government has constructed a bridge that spans 36 kilometers in length. It is one of the longest bridges in the Middle East and is named the Jabir al-Ahmed Bridge. One of the objectives of constructing the Jabir al-Ahmed Bridge is to alleviate traffic congestion on the highway that connects the city of Kuwait and the Subiya Peninsula, which often experiences congestion, especially during rush hours. This bridge will also shorten the journey to the Subiya area compared to taking the old route, which would be a longer and more time-consuming journey. In its construction, the Jabir al-Ahmed Bridge incurred a cost of over $3 billion and was built in just 5 years, from 2007 to 2011. With a length of 36 kilometers, the bridge connects the city of Kuwait to the Subiya Peninsula, making it one of the longest bridges in the Middle East and the longest cable-stayed bridge in the world. The Jabir al-Ahmed Bridge in Kuwait features a total of 12 lanes, with 6 lanes dedicated to each direction. Lanes 1 and 2 are specifically designed for heavy vehicles such as trucks and buses, while lanes 3 and 4 cater to lighter vehicles like cars and SUVs. Lanes 5 and 6 are exclusively reserved for emergency vehicles, including ambulances and fire trucks, ensuring rapid response during crises. Lanes 7 and 8 are allocated for pedestrians and cyclists, enhancing safety and accessibility. Lanes 9 and 10 serve as routes for maintenance and construction vehicles, facilitating upkeep and development. Lastly, lanes 11 and 12 are left for future utilization, providing flexibility and adaptability in the years to come. The initial stage of constructing this bridge began with the installation of piles. For the pile installation project, the Kuwaiti government collaborated with Trevi Foundations Kuwait, a company that secured the contract from two main contractors for the implementation of 760 piles, both onshore and offshore, out of a total of 1,200 piles. Those piles, which were drilled using stabilizing fluid to support excavation, had a diameter of 2,500 millimeters onshore and 3,000 millimeters offshore, with depths ranging from 30 meters to 84 meters. For the installation of offshore piles, a pontoon with a width of approximately 20 meters and a length of 74 meters was set up. After being positioned by a tugboat, the ship was anchored to a deadweight placed on the seabed. For steel spuds were lowered to the seabed to stabilize the pontoon after it was moved into position. The vertical rods must be joined using threaded screws to create the cage structure, utilizing specialized tools to ensure the correct positioning of all the rods. During the casting of piles into the water at a maximum depth of 84 meters, 594 cubic meters of concrete were required. The chosen solution involved using two pontoons, each equipped with a batching plant. Both pontoons also had concrete pumps with long boom arms to reach the piles. To expedite the casting process, large-sized tremie pipes were employed. The Sheikh Jaber Al Ahmed Bridge is one of the bridges that employs box girder technology, where the upper structure of the bridge consists of hollow box-shaped main support beams. Box girders typically consist of pre-stressed concrete elements, structural steel, or a combination of steel and reinforced concrete. The cross-sectional shape of a box girder is generally square or trapezoidal and can be designed as a single cell or multiple cells. One of the advantages of a box girder bridge is its enhanced torsional resistance, which is highly beneficial for curved bridge applications. In addition, the use of box girders in bridge construction, such as the Sheikh Jaber Al Ahmed Bridge in Kuwait, can offer several advantages related to construction time and efficiency. These advantages can help expedite the construction process and reduce the overall time required for the project. Box girders are often manufactured off-site or on-site in the form of segments. This prefabrication process can occur concurrently with other construction activities, thereby saving time compared to traditional in situ casting. In addition to the Sheikh Jaber Al Ahmed Bridge, another project that is part of Kuwait's Vision 2035, aimed at diversifying the country's economy, is the Mubarak Al Kabir Port Project. The Mubarak Al Kabir Port Project is a large-scale port development project located on Bubiyan Island, Kuwait. The port will become a deep-sea port with a capacity of 20 million containers per year. It will be the largest port in the Arabian Gulf and one of the largest ports in the world. The total estimated cost of the Mubarak Al Kabir Port Project is $86 billion. The port will be developed in 3 phases. The first phase is expected to be completed by 2025, with a capacity of 6 million containers per year and a construction cost of $30 billion. The second and third phases will be completed by 2030 and 2035, each costing $36 billion and $20 billion, respectively, and will increase the total port capacity to 20 million containers per year. This project is funded through a combination of government and private investments. The Kuwaiti government has allocated $40 billion for the project, with the remaining $46 billion obtained from private investors. The Mubarak Al Kabir Port Project is a significant investment, but it is expected to yield long-term benefits. The port is anticipated to generate billions of dollars in revenue for the Kuwaiti government and create thousands of jobs. It will also help position Kuwait as a global maritime trade and logistics hub. In 2019, there were reports from the press indicating that China would become an economic partner in the management of the port, primarily because Kuwait City's Silk City project is set to align with China's Belt and Road Initiative. This move aims to promote economic growth beyond the oil sector, which Kuwait relies on for diversifying its economy, considering that around 90% of the country's revenue comes from the oil sector. However, this proposal faces opposition from certain Kuwaiti lawmakers who have concerns about potential Chinese investments. They also feel uncomfortable with the liberal regulations governing participation in the construction and management of the city, a matter that many parliamentarians object to for two main reasons. Firstly, China's involvement in the project is a point of contention among lawmakers due to Beijing's treatment of its Muslim minority. The second reason is the fear of many officials who worry that the city could become a self-governing enclave governed by liberal laws and not bound by Islamic law, which could include the legalization of alcohol and extramarital relationships. These concepts face resistance from those seeking entry into Kuwait's conservative society, which is deeply rooted in its customs, traditions, and religion. The question remains, could Hariri City, in the future, become one of the most advanced cities globally?